Factory 5 Roadster 6882. It's been a while, but I am right now having fuel problems. And I'm not sure what the problem is, other than it could be that I'm not getting 12 volts to this white wire right here, which I'm told you must get 12 volts to the white wire. So I wanted to see what you guys thought. I'm going to go over the steps of what I'm doing. Right now there is 12 volts to that wire. So what we did with the first start was successful. All I did was really pull it out of the box. We bolted it on, put in the settings for the handheld device, and we put in that the cylinders were, there's going to be 8 cylinders. It was going to be a 302, and then we put in there that it was a mild cam. Let's see if we can get to it. Engine setup. So there's our settings there, and it ran. We had a successful first start once we found out that the fuel wasn't getting there and the spark wasn't getting there. Alright, so here's the problem is that it's now not running, and what it has done is it will crank and then it will warm up and then it will stop. So a couple notes. When we first did the first start, I did not have the cooling system on, so we just did a start, and then we ran it for a very short period of time. All right, so what I'm wondering is, now I've got the cooling system on, I'm wondering if it had learned some settings while there was no coolant in there, which got at different temperatures, because what I'm reading is that this sensor here, excuse me, not this sensor, this sensor here is what sends the information to the Fitech saying how lean to run it or how rich to run it. That's the temperature sensor. And there is water in there, because when I filled water up, it came out of this port right here, which is higher. That's my elementary math of saying, yes, there's water in there. There could not be, I don't know. Alright, so now, because I was wondering about the theory of maybe it had learned something because it was dry, I have reset the default values to the unit. And to do that, you can go to, let's see, we can go back to the unit here. We can go all the way down to right calibration to ECU, and then you go down to the next to last one, which was the default Go EFI 3003. Alright, so I hit that, I hit right to, and it did it 100% upload, so I should have the original factory settings back in my Fitech, which would be what we had a successful startup without the coolant in there. So I think that the only difference is that we have the coolant in there. Alright, so now let me get display set up. No, okay, dashboard is what I was looking for. Here's my initial settings, and what I was looking for is the fuel. This IAC steps needs to be between 3 and 10 when it's warming up. I haven't been able to get it to that step to be able to see. So the fuel pump, also I noticed that the fuel rate, the flow rate is 0. And let's see, the EFI tuning, crank and warm up, those are my values for cranking. So I should be getting fuel for that time, 30, 29, 29.7, whatever. Alright, so the battery is on charger right now because I was trying several times to get it to start, wasn't starting. This blue cable right here is the fuel injection battery cable. It's just an extension. And I have the multimeter into the white wire. All right, so when I crank the car, I've got the 12 volts. Okay, so it does go down to 10 volts, and that's what I'm wondering, if maybe it's the white wire not getting it. So how do you guys have the white wire? I have the sending unit, excuse me, the brown wire, which is the terrible video, I know, sorry. Unfortunately, I don't have my glasses, so I'm trying to use this. What is that? Electric choke. That's the electric choke wire. I am getting spark. I did test that with the screwdriver. I am getting fuel because I can smell it, at least on the initial setup. It is spraying fuel in there. But after that, I'm not sure if I am getting fuel. So there's my puzzle. Sorry to ramble.